What if every lock protecting the modern world failed overnight? Not slowly, not gradually, but all at once. Every password, every bank vault, every government secret, every private message gone. This is not a fantasy. This is a scenario security experts have warned about for years, and it begins with one machine, a quantum computer powerful enough to break encryption. Right now, the world runs on trust disguised as math. When you send a message, when you pay online, when governments communicate, they rely on encryption that assumes one thing, that some problems take too long to solve. Classical computers would need thousands or millions of years to crack modern encryption. That delay is what keeps secrets safe. But quantum computers do not play by those rules. They do not try one key at a time. They explore many possibilities simultaneously. And once a certain threshold is crossed, time stops being protection. Imagine a quiet announcement. A research lab confirms quantum advantage at scale. Not just theory, not a demo, but proof. A system capable of running Shor algorithm fast enough to break RSA and ECC. The encryption that protects the internet. At first, the public hears nothing, because telling the truth would cause immediate chaos. Banks would freeze, markets would panic, trust would evaporate. So governments classify it behind closed doors, emergency protocols, activate intelligence agencies, scramble, cybersecurity teams realize the unthinkable. Every stored secret can be unlocked, not just future data, past data, decades of encrypted archives, diplomatic cables, military plans, financial records. Everything that was ever recorded and stored securely is now readable. This is called harvest, now decrypt later, and it means the past is no longer safe. At first, the damage is invisible. No explosions, no alarms, just silent access. Unknown actors begin reading what was never meant to be seen. Political leverage appears overnight. Blackmail material surfaces. Corporate secrets leak quietly, stock prices move for reasons no one can explain. Then comes the first public sign. A major financial institution halts transactions. They claim technical issues, but insiders know the truth. Their encryption is compromised. People rush to withdraw funds. Other banks follow. Confidence cracks. Governments attempt calm statements. They assure stability. They promise upgrades. But there is a problem. Post-quantum encryption exists, but deployment takes time, years, and the quantum machine is already here. This creates a window of vulnerability, a gap between knowing and fixing. History shows that collapses happen in gaps. Rival nations test each other silently. They access communications. They anticipate moves. They undermine trust without firing a shot. Deterrence fails when secrets are readable. Power relies on uncertainty, and uncertainty is gone. Military systems designed for secure command now face a nightmare. Authentication can be forged, orders can be mimicked, signals can be manipulated. No one knows which messages are real, so leaders hesitate, and hesitation is dangerous. Meanwhile, criminal networks move fast. They exploit financial systems, drain accounts, erase trails, insurance collapses, identity becomes meaningless. Digital proof is no longer proof. The internet begins to fracture. Platforms restrict access. Governments impose digital checkpoints. Offline systems return out of necessity. Society regresses technologically in pockets, not by choice, but by survival. People stop trusting digital life. Paper resurfaces. Cash returns. Local networks replace global ones. This is not a technological collapse. It is a trust collapse, because once encryption fails, truth becomes negotiable. Every message can be faked, every video questioned, every document doubted. Reality itself becomes unstable. And here is the most dangerous part. Governments respond with secrecy. They limit information to avoid panic. They centralize control. They expand surveillance, not to dominate, but to compensate for lost trust. Emergency powers become normal. Temporary measures extend indefinitely. Some states adapt faster. They isolate networks. They rebuild with quantum-safe systems. Others lag behind. Global inequality deepens, not of wealth, but of security. Nations with quantum defenses dominate, others become transparent targets. A new kind of arms race begins, not nuclear but computational. The weapon is certainty, the ability to know before others act. History teaches us that collapse is rarely total, it is uneven. Some systems fail, others harden, but the transition is chaotic. The world that emerges looks familiar but functions differently. Less global, more controlled, more cautious. The age of anonymous communication ends. The age of permanent verification begins, and humanity faces a choice. Do we rebuild a world where privacy is a luxury, or do we redesign trust itself? Quantum computers do not destroy civilization. They expose its assumptions. They reveal that security was always temporary, that secrecy was always fragile. The question is not whether quantum computers will break encryption. That is inevitable. The real question is whether humanity prepares fast enough, or whether the gap between discovery and adaptation becomes the trigger. Because the most dangerous moment is not when the lock breaks. It is when everyone realizes at the same time that it was the only thing holding the door closed. If you want to understand the forces that shape collapse before they arrive, subscribe to AI History Unleashed. Because the future does not announce itself. It calculates silently.